with Mr. Sports himself, Harry Wismer. All the action of the Fighting Irish. Today's game, Notre Dame versus Iowa. With Mr. Sports of Harry Wismer and Notre Dame Athletic Director Ed Moose Krause to bring you all the action.
And Ed Moose Krause at the Iowa Stadium in Iowa City for the annual clash between the Hawkeyes of Iowa and the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. Now here's Moose Krause, Notre Dame Athletic Director, to set the scene.
Hello, everyone. It's a very poor football day here in Iowa. The weather is fine, 45 degrees, but the field is slippery and very treacherous for Iowa and Notre Dame. Iowa, with a 5-3 record, is trying for its fourth straight victory over Notre Dame, something no team has ever been able to do in the history of football at the University of Notre Dame. The Irish, with a 3-5 record, are a long shot today. The kickoff is just 1 minute away after this message.
Wins the toss and elects to receive, winning the toss for the third week in a row. After kicking out of bounds, Norton again kicks off from his own 35-yard line, kicking to Sepsic. And Sepsic makes a fine return of the ball out to the 38-yard line. Sepsic starting the game today, Moose.
Yes, Notre Dame is starting George Sepsic at left halfback. Jim Conti starting at right halfback for the first time this season. He's played at fullback for Notre Dame all this year. He got hurt early in the season, and this is the first time Jim Conti has started at right halfback. At fullback is Joe Perkowski, and at quarterback is George Iso.
They come out of the huddle, up to the line of scrimmage. 1st and 10 for Notre Dame on their own 38-yard line. Ball is given to left halfback Sepsic, and Sepsic tries for 6 yards, springing the last few yards and picking up valuable yardage on the play. And now it's 2nd and 4 for the Fighting Irish.
In the line for Notre Dame are Stickles and Heenan, Ollie Floor and Bob Bill at tackles, Nick Bunicanti and Ken Adamson at guards, and Tom Hikamovich at center.
3rd and 4 to go. Perkowski running wide on 2nd down. There's a 2nd down play here. And Perkowski is stopped at the line of scrimmage right in front of the bench. And now it is 3rd down and 4 to go for the Notre Dame ball club. The score here in the first quarter, 0-0.
The weather is not too bad up here at Iowa City, Harry. It's kind of cloudy, 45 degrees, but the footing on the field is very bad.
Big George Iso, after his fine display in the last 4 minutes of the game against Pittsburgh last week, is in at quarterback. Iso goes back to pass. He hits Crotty, and it's a great catch for a first down to the 42-yard line of Iowa. So Notre Dame is in the Iowa territory early in the first quarter. Fighting Irish trying to get out to an early lead right the way to the Iowa 20-yard line, where it is now 1st and 10. Iso passing. Jack! He's at midfield. He may go all the way. Iso's trying to pace himself with him, and Iso makes a great play to knock him out of bounds.
The Notre Dame team on that one marched all the way from their own 39-yard line down deep into Iowa territory, and Ray Yock on that pass made a great interception for the Iowa Hawkeyes. On the other hand, on defense, George Iso brilliantly staved off some blockers on that play and finally knocked Yock out of bounds, preventing a score on that return of the interception.
Iowa's ball for the first time today. First down on the Notre Dame 22-yard line. Horn is in at fullback, number 30. He's a Detroit boy, and Horn smacks the middle of the line, picking up 4 yards on the effort. It is now 2nd and 6 yards to go for the first down, and 18 yards to go for a possible opening touchdown.
The Iowa Hawkeyes are considered one of the best offensive teams in the country, the best, of course, in the Big Ten. They've averaged 399 yards a game.
399 yards for the Hawkeye team of Forrest Evashevsky as they come out of the huddle on 2nd and 6. Right halfback Yock gets the play, and he tries valiantly, but picks up only 1 yard. It is now 3rd down and 5 to go.
One of the fastest backfields in the Big Ten is Treadway, a quarterback for the Hawkeyes, Jeter at left halfback, Yock at right half, and Horn at fullback. Many of the coaches in the Big Ten Conference have told me that the Iowa team has one of the fastest squads in the country.
Out of the huddle come the Hawkeyes. The ball on the 17-yard line of the Fighting Irish. The score 0-0 in the first period. And their quarterback Treadway gives the ball to Yock again. And Yock drives through for the first down, scrambling for every possible inch necessary here, of course, because it was very close. And now they have a scoring opportunity moving in close to the goal line. Now in 4 plays brings the ball up to the Notre Dame 2-yard line. And now it's first and goal to go. First down and goal to go in this particular setup. Horn, number 30, hits the middle of the line. Schultz, number 9, stops him at the line after picking up 1 yard. And now 1 yard away from a touchdown. Second and goal to go. See that ball right up close to the goal line. The fans in the stands are calling on the Hawkeyes to go. Go, go, go. All the Notre Dame fans, and they are legion here too, are calling on their team to hold that line. Quarterback Treadway, a cool performer, calling the signals. He gives the ball to his fullback Horn, who jumps into the end zone for the touchdown. And the Hawkeyes lead 6-0. Notre Dame was ruled offside. The Hawkeyes decline the penalty and take the 6 points.
Well, the Iowa team marched all the way from the Notre Dame 22-yard line on that march after the interception by Yock, who returned the interception 61 yards, putting them in the scoring position. On that march, Horn and Yock were the 2 principal ball carriers who carried over and put the Iowa team ahead now 6-0.
Treadway will hold at the 10-yard line. Moore will try for the extra point. The score is 6-0. And waiting for the snap. There it is. The ball's on the ground. The kick is up. It is good. And the score is 7-0. Iowa off to an early lead after Yock's prominent interception.
There's 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to play in the first quarter, with Iowa now leading 7-0. And certainly Iowa has displayed an explosive attack.
Mosley kicks off for the Hawkeyes, gets away another fine kick. It is again taken by Sepsic, and Sepsic, going straight ahead, comes right back to the 38-yard line where he returned the opening kickoff not more than 5 or about 9 minutes ago. So right in the identical position, 1st and 10 to go for Notre Dame on the Notre Dame 38-yard line. Out of the huddle come the Irish, up over the wall. That's Sepsic, and the flanker off to the left, number 22. Score 7-0, Hawkeyes leading. Perkowski gets the call, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage, making it 2nd and 10 to go.
Iowa is using a 7-1-2-1 defense called the 7-diamond defense. And the Iowa defense is pretty good in this ball game against Notre Dame. They stopped the Notre Dame running attack early in this first quarter, and now the Irish are on the move.
In the huddle, out of it they come, up over the ball. Their white uniforms, their white jerseys, naturally very muddy right now. Iso going back to throw. He's looking for Perkowski. Perkowski makes a great one-handed stab of the ball and breaks away from several tacklers, but there's a penalty flag on the field move.
That was a great play by Joe Perkowski. It was kind of a screen pass to the left. Iso was rushed by the middle backer up on that one. He got the pass off, and Perkowski almost broke into the clear. He kind of tripped as he evaded one tackler. There's a call against Notre Dame for clipping.
15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, and the referee, Dean, is now checking off the 15 yards. 2nd and 19 now for Notre Dame on the 28-yard line with the score Iowa 7, Notre Dame nothing in the first quarter.
Well, there's 2 great passers in this ball game. George Iso, recognized as one of the outstanding passers in the country, starting for Notre Dame, and Treadway, who's the leading passer in the Big Ten Conference, has a great pass receiver in Don Norton, a co-captain, who've been powerful against all opposition this season.
Notre Dame coming up over the ball, spread formation, back to pass goes Iso. He's looking, he's throwing, he's hit Sepsic at the 42, he's at the 40. Sepsic is moving that ball. A fine, wonderful gain for Sepsic, right in front of Evershevsky in the big coat. It's a gain of 32 yards for the first down.
Well, that pass picked up 23 yards for Notre Dame. It was a fine pass by Iso. He got very good protection by the Notre Dame line on that, made 2 fakes before he stepped back there and threw a beautiful pass to George Sepsic on that one.
Notre Dame trying to tie up the old ball game. The score is 7-0. Iowa on top in the first quarter. Iowa 2-touchdown favorite before the kickoff. And there is another quick opening play over the middle, and it's Sepsic swinging through the middle for 6 yards on the play.
You know, George Sepsic ran so hard on that play, he went down on his knees after he burst through the Iowa Hawkeye line. He was so anxious to get in the clear, he put on the pressure, and actually he was running on his knees on that play. And, of course, when his knee touches the ground, that's where the ball is dead.
2nd down and 4 to go. Sepsic and the flanker off to the left. Kurkowski, the fullback, gets the call, and Kurkowski keeps his balance, his feet, and he wins his way through for 13 yards and a first down. And now it's 1st and 10 loose on the Iowa 29-yard line with the score 7-0, Iowa leading. Here they come, up over the ball. Stickles is 3 steps wide to the left. Sepsic is on the flanker to the left. Izo fakes to Crotty. He goes back to pass. He sees Stickles. He hits him on the goal line for a touchdown. Great timing by Izo. Fine handling of the pass by Stickles, and the score is 7-6.
That was a great catch there by Marnie Stickles on that. He was pretty well guarded on that play, Perry. However, Izo threw the pass over the right halfback who was defending on that play. And Izo, incidentally, so far in this ball game has been using fine strategy. He's mixing up his running plays very well, and this time he clicked on a touchdown pass for 29 yards.
Getting ready now for the try for the extra point to tie the game. The kick is up. The kick flies through the air for the 7th point. Now 7-7.
And here's where Coach Evashevsky of Iowa sends in his alternate team. They're not called the second team at Iowa, but he calls this the alternate team, very effective and have been truly great in the Big Ten Conference race this year.
Kurkowski kicks off for Notre Dame. Yak receives the ball on the 15-yard line. He's back to the 20, the 25, the 30, the 35. Look at him drive for that yardage. A fine return by Yak.
You know the records of both teams so far. Iowa's won 5 and lost 3. Notre Dame has won 3 and lost 5.
Body of Notre Dame intercepted a pass thrown by Hollis, and moments later, Tucker of Iowa intercepted a pass thrown by Izo. So now we pick up play at Notre Dame's 25-yard line. Iowa has the ball 1st and 10, and Yak goes for 6, coming around on the reverse. 2nd and 4 to go. The score 7-7.
And this is the 18th game between Notre Dame and Iowa. The final totals right now, Notre Dame has won 8, Iowa 6, and 3 games have been tied. Every time Iowa and Notre Dame meet, it's always a great football game.
Hollis in there, quarterback now for the Hawkeyes. 2nd and 4. Yak again tries for 2 yards. He's got a lot of punch, that fella. It's 3rd down and 2 to go. Now for the Hawkeyes, as the Hawkeyes are trying to get back into the lead. The score is tied as the seconds tick off the scoreboard clock. The first period is just about history.
Both teams are using 7-man lines. Notre Dame now is jumping into a 7-man line consistently to stop the great running attack of the Iowa Hawkeyes.
3rd down and 2 to go. Hollis at the controls for the Iowa team. Gives the ball to his fullback Horn, and Horn battles for 1.5 yards, almost 2 yards on the play. The first quarter is just about history. It won't be long now. The seconds are ticking off, and we'll wait and see what happens. And it's Notre Dame 7, Iowa 7 as the first period ends. Bruce Krause speaking to you from the television tower at Iowa City at the University of Iowa. It's 4th and inches to go on the Notre Dame 15. Hollis goes for the first down on a quarterback sneak. Now it's 1st and 10 to go on the 14-yard line. The score is tied at 7-all.
That was a very important play for Iowa with 4th down and 1 to go. If they failed on that one, the ball would have gone over to the Irish, and the score would remain at 7-7. But now, Iowa has 1st down and 10 to go on the Irish 14-yard line.
Out of the huddle they come. Waiting for the snap. Quarterback gives it to Jeter. Jeter's at the 10. He's at the 7, the 5, the 4. He scores, standing up. Racing into the end zone for the 13th point for the University of Iowa.
At this point, Bob Jeter, Jr., number 11, scored that touchdown for the Hawkeyes, darting through on an off-tackle play for 14 yards and a score. He's recognized by all of the observers who've watched the Iowa team all this year as one of the outstanding runners in Iowa history. He's averaged someplace around 5.5 yards a try in all the games he's played so far for Iowa. Truly a great football player on the Iowa team, now putting the Hawkeyes ahead of Notre Dame 13-7.
Moore will try for the 14th point. Treadway will hold the ball, number 22, at the 10-yard line. Moore's loosening up, getting ready to get his stride to move into that football. There's the snap. The ball's in the ground. The kick is up. It's to the left of the goal post. No good. And the score, 13-7. The Hawkeyes on top.
Tom Moore, who tried that point after as a quarterback, he's one of the field goal and point after specialists for the Hawkeyes. He's very good and has been most effective for the Hawkeye team this year.
Mosley kicking off for Iowa. Gets a hold of it pretty well, and it's brought out to the 35, almost out to the 40-yard line, on another good kickoff return. As the Notre Dame halfbacks today, and that was Crotty, bring the ball straight up the middle, and have picked up valuable yardage on 3 kickoff returns thus far. 1st and 10 to go now for Notre Dame. Mosley was hurt on that last play. He was shaken up. He wasn't injured badly, but he was in on the tackle. 1st and 10, and Perkowski up the middle for 1 solitary yard, making it 2nd and 9 to go. Crotty is back in the lineup, number 24 at halfback. This is the first time he's played halfback this year, isn't it, Booth?
Yes, it is. He's number 24. And Jim Crotty is one of the fine football players at Notre Dame. He's a senior and hails from International Falls, Minnesota. Playing with him in the backfield, besides Iso and Perkowski, is George Sepsic.
2nd and 9. Crotty cracks for 4. And it's 3rd and 5 to go on the Notre Dame 45-yard line. Notre Dame trailing in the ball game 13-7.
The Iowa team consistently all throughout this ball game has used a 7-man line, occasionally jumping into an 8-man line on small yardage, and it has been most effective, especially on the yardage when it's necessary for Notre Dame to make a first down.
Iso playing all the way today offensively at quarterback, goes back to pass. He's hit hard and drops the ball, and Crotty picks it up. A very alert play on the part of Crotty, returning it back to the line of scrimmage instead of a 10-yard loss.
Yes, on that play, Harry, as George Iso went back, Monty Stickles was out trying to get behind the left halfback of the Hawkeye team. He was well covered, so George Iso smartly hung onto the ball and was trapped back there, fumbled. Now, Crotty picked up the ball, and you're allowed to do this. If the offensive team fumbles, you can pick it up and carry the ball forward into the defensive men's territory.
Sepsic back in punt formation on 4th down for Notre Dame. 4th and 5. There's the pass in center, and Sepsic gets the kick away. It's taken by Morin, and Morin is at the 30. He's at the 35, the 40. He's at midfield. He may go all the way as he cuts back behind the blockers. He's at the 30, the 25, the 20, 15, 10, 5, and he scores.
Done by Morin. He wouldn't expect the 80 yards on that play. In fact, he got 2 very fine blocks there, one by Lampin, the center, and the other by Thorson, the guard. It was a planned play. Evashevsky is well noted for his punt returns, and this one, of course, was planned. Once the ball carrier got through the first line of defense, 2 blocks carried him all the way for 80 yards and a touchdown. This has been a great scoring game so far. 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes and 40 seconds of the second quarter.
Iowa now leads Notre Dame 19-7. They missed on 1 extra point, and they're going for the 2 points on this deal here. Hollis is at quarterback. Hollis is dropping out of the line, looking for a chance to throw, and he's rushed and driven to the ground on a fine defensive maneuver by the University of Notre Dame.
Now that puts the Iowa team ahead 19-7 against Notre Dame. That last 2-point try was a very interesting play. Coach Evashevsky of Iowa naturally was trying to pick up 2 points after missing the point after on the touchdown before.
Manders, son of Jack Manders, kicks off. It's taken by Scarpito on the 10. He's back to the 20, rides to the 25. He almost falls, but manages to carry on a fine return. He lost his footing there on the 25-yard line and almost went headlong into the turf or the mud, and then managed to gain control and picked up 12 more yards. It's Notre Dame's ball, 1st and 10 to go. Both teams unable to move the ball here for a while, and they're forced to kick. We now pick up play 2nd and 6 for Notre Dame on their own 49-yard line. Mack is now in the ball game, and Mack really fought for yardage again there, picked up 4 en route. It's 3rd and 1 on Iowa's 45.
Mack just got in the ball game for Notre Dame. According to all reports this week, Joe Kuharich was not even going to play him in this game. His knee still is very seriously hurt, and he had trouble with his back last Wednesday, but here he is, a fighting Irishman ready to go for Notre Dame.
Iso calling signals, tight T formation for Notre Dame. He fakes to the fullback. He throws a long pass in the flat. A beautiful catch by Heenan, and Heenan jumps in for the tally.
Two things were good on that play. George Izzo made two very fine fakes on that pass before he went back. He kept the Iowa defense honest on that play, and Pat Heenan very effectively evaded the left halfback of the Iowa team on that play, made a great catch, and then as he darted for the touchdown, he had to do some handsome sidestepping to score for Notre Dame, and now it puts the Irish back into the ball game.
Iowa leads Notre Dame 19-13. Stickles will try for the extra point. George Izzo, number 3, holding. There's the snap, and there's no good, and Izzo and Stickles are very, very excited about it, and they feel that the kick was right through the uprights, but the score reads 19-13.
Monty Stickles doesn't miss many kicks like that one. That one apparently was about a foot to the left of the crossbar.
Perkowski kicking off for Notre Dame. Yock received the ball on the 2-yard line. He's a hard-running halfback, and he's moves right up the middle for a good return out to his own 29-yard line. An exchange of punts takes place, and now we pick up play 2nd and 6 for Iowa on their own 40. Hollis back in at quarterback as Evashevsky keeps alternating his 1st and 2nd units from time to time. Hollis goes back to throw. He looks for Norton. It's a long one downfield, and Mack and Norton clash. Mack did his best to get out of the way there, as we could see, but interference is called, and it's a first down for Iowa.
That was the right call there by the official on that play. Red Mack had his back to the pass and deflected the receiver.
On the next play, Hollis throws an incomplete pass, and now it's 2nd down with Hollis going back to throw again. He throws in the flat to Jeter, and this Jeter can really go. He's at the 20, down to the 15, and sprawls out on the 14-yard line.
That Hollis boy certainly outsmarted the Notre Dame defense on that one. He was going back, acting as if he was going to throw a long pass, and that was a screen pass to the left to his best ball carrier, Jeter. He almost went all the way, but good defensive play by Notre Dame's second team stopped him.
The half is almost over, but the Hawkeyes have an excellent chance to score here. There's a forward pass that is intercepted by Perkowski and saved a touchdown for the Irish and robbed the Iowa team of a tally.
That certainly was a great break for Notre Dame. If the Hawkeyes could have scored on that play, it certainly would have put Notre Dame in very bad position. Now, they still have a chance to win this ball game.
19-13 the score. Iowa on top as Perkowski comes through with a great interception, and Notre Dame has the ball. 1st and 10 to go on their own 2-yard line as the substitutes pour onto the field for both clubs. This has been a very hard-fought game, Moose.
It certainly has, and the amazing part about this ball game is that both teams are able to move the ball on a very poor field. The field was covered about a week ago. They had 8 inches of snow, and now it's very damp, muddy, and hard and slippery footing for all ball carriers.
1st and 10 for Notre Dame. And taking no chances. Someone missed a signal there, apparently. Izzo hangs onto the ball, and it's no gain at the 2-yard mark. It's 2nd and 10 on the 2.
That was pretty smart football playing on the part of George Izzo. Someone missed a signal on the play. He was caught with a ball. One good thing he did on that is he went forward and stayed away from the end zone, because if he was tackled behind that end zone, it would have meant 2 points for Iowa.
2nd and 10 to go. The score 19-13, seconds running off the clock. Perkowski goes for 2 yards as they ride all the way to the 4-yard line. And now they're coming to the end of the first half. Notre Dame 13, Iowa 19. Speaking to you from the broadcasting tower at Iowa City at the University of Iowa Stadium as we start the second half. Stickles will kick off for the University of Notre Dame. Whistle blows and Monty approaches the ball. And he gets a hold of that one real well. Taken by Yock on the 7. He's back to the 10, 15. He's at the 20. Cuts back to the 25. Out to the 25-yard line. Where it is 1st down, 10 to go for Iowa. Leading here as we start the 3rd period.
And this boy, Ray Yock, who received that kick return now in the second half, was the man responsible for the first score the Iowa Hawkeyes made in the first half when he returned an intercepted pass for 61 yards and a touchdown.
1st and 10 on the 25. Jeter back in the ball game, number 11 at left halfback. And Jeter gets the call in the first play here, and he picks up 1 yard. scores coming in, Moose. The University of Pittsburgh, last week's opponent, defeated Penn State today, 22-7.
I think that ball game will give the Pittsburgh Panthers a chance for a bowl bid someplace around the country, Harry. And certainly Pittsburgh looked very fine against Notre Dame last Saturday afternoon in a sea of mud.
Out of the huddle now comes the Iowa team. 2nd and 9 to go. Quarterback Treadway at the controls, the first team in there, and Jeter again goes, this time for 4 yards. It is now 3rd down and 5 to go. Murs, the left end from Springfield, New Jersey, is back in the lineup for Iowa and made many a team last year as an All-American performer.
Yes, he's certainly a very fine football player, and so is Olin Treadway, the quarterback of the Iowa team, and his passing to Don Norton have made he and Norton the outstanding passing combination in the Big Ten Conference.
3rd down, 5 to go. Treadway comes up with his ball club, confidently calls the signals. Notre Dame battling on defense. Treadway goes back, he looks, he throws. It's a real rifle-like pass to Murs for the first down. Complete. Now, Iowa fights their way to the Notre Dame 33-yard line, where it's 3rd down and 8 to go. Illinois is beating Northwestern today, Moose.
Well, the Illinois team is playing for their coach, Ray Elliott, in his last ball game.
Treadway goes back, he throws to Murs, and it's complete again for a first down to the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 on the Irish 19.
That was a great display there of fine passing by Treadway. On that one, Mertz was pretty well covered, but it was a very sharp pass and very successful. Incidentally, we're seeing 2 of the finest passers in the country here with Iso and Treadway doing all the throwing. In the first half, Iso completed 8 out of 13 for 155 yards for Notre Dame.
1st and 10 on the Notre Dame 19-yard line. Yak, number 46, jumps into the line, bounces away for a yard advance. It's 2nd and 9 to go.
A first period score.
Both teams are about the same size in the line, according to statistics handed to us before the ball game. The average Notre Dame line outweighs the Iowa team by about 5 pounds to a man, but 5 pounds doesn't make too difference between aggressive players like we're watching right now.
2nd and 9 to go for the Hawkeyes. They're leading 19-13 here in the 3rd period. Treadway looking, and a nice play by Heenan there, Moose. He came in fast to break up that forward pass.
Yes, he was very smart on that play, Harry. As he broke in there, the Iowa team was trying to set up a screen play to the left, and they had 4 linemen all prepared there to do some blocking for Notre Dame. 5 pounds doesn't make too difference between aggressive players like we're watching right now.
2nd and 9 to go for the Hawkeyes. They're leading 19-13 here in the 3rd period. Treadway looking, and a nice play by Heenan there, Moose. He came in fast to break up that forward pass.
Yes, he was very smart on that play, Harry. As he broke in there, the Iowa team was trying to set up a screen play to the left, and they had 4 linemen all prepared there to do some blocking for Notre Dame. If the pass was completed, it would have been a good chance for Iowa to score. However, Pat Heenan leaped high into the air to knock that ball down, deflect the ball, and stop the pass.
3rd and 9 to go. Minnesota and Wisconsin are having a great game, and the final score, Wisconsin 11, Minnesota 7. What a game. Treadway getting ready to throw. He lets it go, and it's broken up in a great play on the 5-yard line. That could have been a touchdown, too.
It certainly could have if George Sepsic wasn't alert on that play. It looked like a touchdown. However, it was very fine defensive play there by George Sepsic. You know, this Treadway can really needle a thread because he's an excellent passer, and he set all kinds of records in the Big Ten Conference so far this season.
Moore will come in to try for a field goal. It's 4th down. It'll be a kick of about 25 yards to the goal line, 35 yards to the uprights. Treadway holding, waiting for the snap, and Moore's kick, he stubbed the kick, it hit on the goal line and bounced into the end zone, and of course, no good. The score remains the same, 19-13, and it's 1st and 10 for the Fighting Irish on their own 20-yard line.
I think that was good strategy on the part of Coach Evashevsky trying for those 3 points to put the Hawkeyes ahead by more than the 6 points they lead by now, because the game is still early and the Irish have a chance to come back and win this ball game with 1 touchdown and a point after score.
Iowa settling down on defense. Notre Dame trying to get their offense going here in the 3rd quarter. Coming out of the huddle, it's 1st and 10 on the Notre Dame 20-yard line. Perkowski's back in there at fullback. Izzo playing all the way offensively at quarterback, and Perkowski picks up 4 yards on the play. But it looks like the Badgers now, with this victory today, will get the Rose Bowl assignment, Moose.
Yes, they certainly will, Harry. They're the champions of the Big Ten Conference, and one of the most interesting race the Big Ten Conference has ever had in the history of football play.
Well, we'll be up there Tuesday night for their banquet and be the Toastmaster for the banquet at Madison Tuesday night. And we'll look forward very much to seeing the Big Ten champions and the Rose Bowl leaders at the moment. Perkowski runs for no gain. It's 3rd down and 6 to go. This is quite a ball game, Moose. Anything can happen here with only 6 points separating these two teams.
Yes, and there's about 6 minutes left to play in the 3rd quarter with the score 19-13. It's still anybody's ball game because one more touchdown could put the Irish ahead.
Izzo calling signals. The ends are wide. Izzo back to pass. He throws a beauty, and Heenan makes the stab and the catch, holding onto the ball for the 1st down. It's 1st and 10 on the 34-yard line.
Now, this is the first time this year that George Izzo has played this long in the ball game for Notre Dame. He got hurt on September the 9th, twisted his knee, and pulled a cartilage. And George Izzo, being a senior at Notre Dame, is playing his final year for the Irish.
Up over the ball they come. Balanced line, T formation. Izzo calling signals. Izzo gives the ball in there to Perkowski, and Perkowski battles his way for 3 more yards. It's 2nd and 7 to go. Sepsik back in the lineup at left halfback, number 22.
George Izzo completed 8 out of 13 passes in the first half for Notre Dame. He's using his running attack very well, too, setting up the Iowa defense for some of his tosses. I've never seen George Izzo so effective, especially on a bad field like this.
2nd and 7. Izzo mixing up his plays nicely and faking very well. Gives the ball to Sepsik, and Sepsik rides it high, wide, and handsome for a 6-yard advance. And now it's 3rd and 1 to go for the Fighting Irish, trailing by 6 points in a ball game with one of the strongest teams year after year in the Western Conference and in the country, the University of Iowa. 3rd down and 1 to go.
You know, Harry, if you get into an argument with coaches, 3rd down and 1, some would say this is a passing situation. Others would say slam it through and get a 1st down. Let's see what happens.
3rd down, 1 yard to go for the 1st down. On this same play a little while ago, Notre Dame scored a touchdown. And Perkowski very, very close here. It looks like he made it. It's going to be tight. But from here, it looks like, yes, he did. It's the 1st down. He was taken up in the play, but he'll be all right. Notre Dame manages to get the ball up to Iowa's 26-yard line. And Izzo is hit for a 10-yard loss. So we pick up the play, and it's 4th and 19 on the Iowa 34. Izzo throws a beauty. It's a high one, just outside of the outstretched hands of Sepsik in the end zone, and the young man is broken-hearted.
George Izzo looked good on that play. He was badly rushed by the right end of the Iowa team. He got away, threw a long pass. It was just out of the reach of George Sepsik, who was really out there in the clear, Harry. If he'd have stood there and waited for the ball, it possibly could have been a touchdown for Notre Dame. Now it's still 19-13 in favor of Iowa.
Well, we're very happy to have Harry Haggerty and John Coleman, Vic Szymanski, Howard Sober, Dick Griffin, Tom O'Brien, many of the great Notre Dame fans from all over the country who annually come to these ball games, and to have them come all the way to Iowa is a real tribute to the Fighting Irish. And now they're battling now, discussing things along the line. The score is 19-13 as they come out. It's 1st and 10 now for the Hawkeyes, and Treadway's back in there at quarterback. A smash at the line picks up 1 yard, and now it's 2nd and 9 to go. 2nd and 9. Norton's been playing a good game in there today, offensively for the Hawkeye team.
He certainly has. He's one of the best pass receivers I have seen in many, many years. And incidentally, Paul Breckler of Iowa just told me there's 58,000 fans watching this classic game between Notre Dame and Iowa.
2nd and 9 to go. Back to passes Treadway, and Treadway's pass is caught by Norton for a 14-yard gain. What a play. Iowa fights away up to Notre Dame's 40-yard line, and we pick up play. It's 4th and 11. 4th down and 11. Back in punt formation goes Jordan. Taking no chances with a 6-point lead. It looks like they'll punt here. Jordan's waiting for the snap. He has it. It's a low pass, but he gets the kick away. It's a wobbler. It takes reverse English, and it finally nestles on the 17.5-yard line of Notre Dame, where it is Notre Dame's ball, 1st and 10 to go. The score in the dying moments of the third period is 19-13, Iowa leads.
Now, this has been quite an offensive ball game, especially with the field being so bad. The field is very slippery, and the ball carriers can't cut too well. Iowa's taken advantage of 3 outstanding plays, 2 pass interceptions and 1 punt return to put them in the lead.
1st and 10 for Notre Dame. Sepsic running the ball, runs into almost a stone wall that time. Offside penalty here called against the Irish.
On that play, the Notre Dame left guard was a little too anxious. He got offline on the count and really was offside. So this play is going to hurt Notre Dame. It's a 5-yard penalty.
1st and 15. Next week's game, the final game in the 1959 Notre Dame schedule, will be undefeated. One of the great ball clubs of the country, the University of Southern California, the Trojans, the toast of the West Coast, will be in South Bend next week.
And there are still tickets available for the ball game between Notre Dame and Southern California. And according to the weather forecaster just an hour or so ago, they told me the weather's going to be clear in about 45.
Back in the huddle again goes the Iowa team on the defensive manner that Nevashevsky has taught them all these years. They get their defensive signals as Notre Dame comes out over the ball. He flies it for the sidelines. It was a fine play, but just missed, and it's an incompleted forward pass. His Crotty held the ball momentarily, and it finally slipped from his grasp and rolled outside the out-of-bounds line.
Well, that was a tough break for Jim Crotty there, Harry. The ball just slipped out of his hands. Jim Crotty has been playing one of the outstanding defensive games I've seen so far today.
The score, Iowa 19, Notre Dame 13. Not much time left here in the third period. The score still stands the same with 6 points separating these two fine ball clubs, and the crowd is going wild with excitement here because it's been tight, it's been tense, it's been exciting all the way, and there's Sepsic running but getting thrown for a 3-yard loss. Now we're coming to the end of the third period as the seconds tick off the scoreboard clock. It is Iowa 19, Notre Dame 13. With Moose Krause speaking to you from the Iowa Stadium, high above this great field as we start the fourth period of the ball game. Second and 13 on the 14-yard line. It's the Notre Dame club coming out of the huddle with George Izzo going all the way today and keeping his team right in the thick of the fray. Izzo back to throw it. He lets it go. It's a beauty. Falls out of the hands of the intended receivers. It's an incompleted forward pass. In the next 4 plays, Notre Dame gets the ball down to the Iowa 44-yard line. Little trouble there as the referee comes in to assist momentarily. And the Iowa boys talking it up, realizing they've got to hold Notre Dame all the way here. They only have a 6-point margin. We're in the fourth period. It's been a thriller. It's very much like the Notre Dame Navy game of a few weeks ago in South Bend, Indiana. Izzo calling signals. Izzo goes back to throw. He looks for Crotty. He hits him, and Crotty takes it and backs down to the turf as he's hit below very hard by the fine defensive player Moran on the play, and Young. Notre Dame moves that ball along down to the 44-yard line. There's a shot of Nevashevsky, his side of the field, across the field. Joe Kuharich in his dark gray top coat moving up and down the sidelines. And now it's 3rd and 3 for Notre Dame as Izzo, feeling real well, his leg holding up nicely, is doing a splendid job of balancing his team. There's a long one flying through the air, and a great catch by Sepsic. There was interference on the play, but Sepsic also caught the ball on the 4-yard line, where it is Notre Dame's ball, 1st and goal to go. What a catch move.
Yes, it was a great catch there by George Sepsic. There was interference on the play. He made the catch, however. Now, George Izzo has played every offensive play for Notre Dame so far in this ball game. When the Irish go on defense, Clay Schultz, the sophomore, has been going in to replace him on defense. And it's been surprising to watch George Izzo today. Very effective, throwing the ball and doing a great job on his running as well. He's using very fine strategy. Now here's Notre Dame. First down, 4 yards to go for a touchdown behind 19-13.
They have those 6 points right in their lap here. If they cross over, Iowa naturally are going to try and take it away from them. That's Izzo calling signals. It's first and goal to go on the 4-yard line. We're 5 minutes deep into the fourth period. 6 points separate the teams, and there's Sepsic. He has a chance, but he's piled up on the 2, and it's second and 2 yards to go for a tally. Second down and goal to go. Gray is now in there at fullback moves.
Yes, and George Izzo is trying to crash through that Iowa line. This is a very tough place to score against Michigan State. Notre Dame had first down and 2 yards to go and couldn't get through the Spartan line. Now let's see what happens.
Here they come. It's second and goal to go. Big George Izzo calling the signals. Hawkeye fans in the stands are calling on their team to hold that line. The ball is given to Gray, and Gray is stopped in the 1-yard line. And now it's third and goal to go on the 1. Third down, a yard to go for a touchdown. The score, 19-13. Iowa leads. Notre Dame threatening here with an excellent opportunity to drive across the goal line and tie the score. Look at those Iowa linemen preparing for this next charge move.
These Notre Dame line smashes, and here we go.
Tight T formation. Gray, the fullback, tries to get in there. He almost made it, but was stopped as he was hit head-on just short of the last chalk mark. And now it's fourth and goal to go.
That was Gray on the football's fullback slant to the right. He almost got to the goal line, but the alert defense of the Hawkeyes stopped Gray on the 1-yard line. Here it is, fourth and 1.
Fourth down, 1 yard away from a touchdown. No gain on the last play. It looked like he might get in, but the very strong Iowa defense stifled the attack at this very, very crucial moment. And there's Gray again, and Gray is stopped loose, short of a touchdown. He didn't make it. The Hawkeyes still lead. Look at the jubilation on the Iowa players' faces.
Gray was pretty close on that one, but not close enough. The Hawkeye line of Langston, Norton, Lee, Sauron, Thorson, and Shippensik stopped the Notre Dame attack on the 1-foot line.
First and 10, and Mosley rides through for 6 yards. It's a very interesting half today, Moose, with Mike O'Neill and Guy Grace, Bob Hilbrand, and, of course, Mark Free and Mims Thomason, all the boys being honored down there in the field. It was very thrilling. The tremendous display, the University of Iowa band and their baton. The young lady with the baton did a great job, Moose.
This is a great spectacle here at the Iowa Stadium.
All right, Iowa's still trying to hold that lead. They've got a 6-point lead of 19-13. They stopped Notre Dame a yard short of the goal line, and now they're fighting the way out from the shadow of their own goalpost as Morin, who made the touchdown in the run not too long ago, comes out for another nice game.
That was a big break for the Hawkeye team coming from their 1-foot line now out here into open territory where they can operate. You know, it's pretty tough to run any kind of an offense when you're inside your own 5-yard line. Now, the Hawkeyes got out of trouble, and they're on their way.
Trying to move that ball and maintain the ball. Ball control is what they want here. If they can with a 6-point lead, they'll settle for a 19-13 victory. And this would give them 4 victories in a row in their last 4 games. There's another smash at the line, and it's getting closer and closer to the end of this ball game.
You know that Evashevsky, the coach of Iowa, said he would win all 4 games in a row after he lost to Purdue 14-7.
Iowa is forced to kick. One of Izzo's passes is intercepted by Wyatt of Iowa, so we pick up play where it's 4th and 8 for Iowa on their own 18-yard line. And Norton drops off the line to punt. He gets the pass, and he gets the kick away. And it's rolling dead on the Notre Dame 44-yard line.
You know, this boy, Don Norton, the co-captain of the Iowa team, is truly an All-American. He's one of the outstanding pass receivers in the Big Ten Conference, and also one of the finest punters. On that one, he booted that ball high into the air, preventing Notre Dame from returning the punt, and, of course, that would have put the Irish into the lead. It was very important that he keep the punt well covered.
Izzo has thrown 2 touchdown passes today. The score is 19-13. He threw one last week, playing 4 minutes in the Pittsburgh game. He's moving back. He's looking. He looks downfield. It's another long pass to Sepsic, who makes a great catch. Sepsic down the sideline. He scores, and it's 19-19.
That was the third touchdown pass thrown by George Izzo, this time to George Sefcik, who made a great catch on that one along the sidelines. He was very well covered. This ties the score now, 19-0, late in the fourth quarter between Notre Dame and Iowa.
19-19 the score now as they come back into the huddle. Of course, Stickles, the great kicker that he is, will go for the extra point, and the Notre Dame boys are very happy. They're patting Izzo on the back. Izzo's giving a calm signal in the huddle. Actually, it'll be the try for the extra point. All they need is one here to at least put their team into the lead. Izzo will hold the ball at the 10-yard line, and big Monty Stickles, his very close friend, will try the extra point. The kick is up. The kick is squarely through the uprights, and Notre Dame takes over for the first time today, leading this time 20-19.
This George Izzo has won many games for Notre Dame, and also as Monty Stickles. Now, Monty's kick put the Irish ahead 20-19. He's defeated Army one year, Navy this year, and Duke last year. You can see why kicking is so important in any football game.
Stickles will kick off. Stickles boots it, gets away a nice kick, and Jeter grabs it on the 5. Jeter the Skeeter is up to the 15, the 20, the 22-yard line before he is brought down. And now it is 1st and 10 to go for the University of Iowa on their own 22-yard line. Next week, the Trojans of Southern California in the nightcap, the final, as we ring down the curtain on a very exciting season with the University of Notre Dame. Now will try and pull the ball game out of the fire. They had it wrapped up most of the way. In fact, about 55 minutes out of the 60 so far, they've had it wrapped, but this pass is blocked as the Irish are battling for every yard now. Bedway was the man throwing the pass, and Stickles blocked it. It's 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10 to go. The Notre Dame team has a little discussion about a defensive huddle. They're discussing their maneuver here, realizing, of course, that Iowa will have to pass. Treadway calling signals. Not too many plays left in this game. Treadway goes back to pass. It's a long one downfield. A great interception by Sefcik. What a game this young man has played today. As Sefcik made the touchdown to put him into the lead on a great pass by Izzo, and now he intercepts that football. The Irish get the ball up to Iowa's 8-yard line, where it is now 2nd and 7 to go. Body's back in the lineup at right halfback, number 24. 2nd and 7. Ball game is almost over, 20-19. Notre Dame leads. That's Crotty swinging wide. He's trying to get in there. He's at the 10. He moves down to the 6. Picked up 2 yards, about 2 yards on the play. It's 3rd down and 5 yards to go, just short of the 5-yard line. Notre Dame is trying for another touchdown here in the dying seconds of this football game.
You can bet your boots now the Notre Dame team is going to try and control the ball game, because they're ahead now 20-19 with seconds ticking away, and the Irish are leading.
3rd and 5. Out of the huddle, up over the ball, lots of punch and hustle. The way that Notre Dame team. Hefner's now in there at quarterback. Izzo gets a rest offensively for the first time today. And this is Sefcik running wide and thrown for a 3-yard loss. But the wide running plays naturally take much time off the scoreboard clock. It's 4th down and 8 yards to go for a touchdown. The score 20-19. Notre Dame out in front. Time for possibly one more play in this football game. Everyone's standing here at the University of Iowa Stadium. The ball is given to Crotty. Crotty running for the sidelines to run out the clock, and it won't be long now. The official is knocked down, and there is a little excitement, and there's the end of the ball game. Notre Dame wins over Iowa 20-19 in one of the great football games of the year. I'll be back with more information about next game.
It was a great thriller for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish team when they won 20-19 against Iowa. This game will go down in history with the great Ohio State game of 35, the Army game of 57, the Navy game of 59, and a thrilling contest won by the Irish of Notre Dame against Iowa. This was quite a heartbreaker for Coach Evashevsky, whose team was ranked to defeat Notre Dame. Notre Dame was the underdog in this ball game. There's the Notre Dame football team carrying Joe Koharic off the field. This was the 9th win for Notre Dame in this series between Iowa and Notre Dame. There's 6 losses, 3 ties in a series that started some 30 years ago. Now we find in the Notre Dame lineup, the outstanding player of the game, of course, has to be George Izzo. For the first time this year, playing a full game on offense completely for 60 minutes. His replacement, Clay Schultz, played on defense only. George Izzo threw one pass to Pat Heenan to score. He threw another pass to Marty Stickles to put the Irish back into the ballgame 19-13. And his final pass to George Sefcik, giving the Irish the lead in this great ball game 20-19. And the stars of the Notre Dame team, of course, were many. You can name Stickles and Heenan, Floor and Bill. But the outstanding defensive player for Notre Dame was Jim Crotty. Congratulations to Joe Koharek. Harry Wismer.
Thank you very much, Moose Krause. And ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to be with us next week for the exciting game with the Southern California Trojans, the wind-up game of the 1959 intercollegiate season for both teams. It's been a very thrilling year, and next week's game will bring it to a fitting climax. This is Harry Wismer with Ed Moose Krause, wishing you all the very best of good luck.